Dragi naši bajkoljubci, pozdrav! Evo, opet smo zajedno i u ovoj emisiji još uvijek imamo našeg posebnog gosta, Indijanca Perry Ground je s nama. Tako da za vas je priredio još jednu priču o javorovom sirupu zapravo se radi, ali sad će on to nama ispričati. Dear Perry, please tell your story.
Well, thank you for having me on Tea Time Fairy Tales. I'm so happy to be here, to come from America to share stories from my tribe with everyone here in Croatia. And I'm always happy to come back to this beautiful country to share my stories.
Jako je sretan što je došao u našu emisiju, što je pozvan u Vilinsku Čajanku i uvijek je sretan kad dođe u Hrvatsku i dijeli svoje priče sa nama.
And I am from a tribe called Onondaga, which you can tell from my gustoa, my headdress, which has two large eagle feathers on top that you can see, that tells the tribe I come from, and the family I come from is called Hatnua, or turtle in English, the turtle clan or family. We have 9 families, all with an animal name or symbol, and turtle is the one that I come from.
On dolazi iz plemena Onondaga, što zapravo možemo vidjeti po njegovoj tradicionalnoj odjeći, jer on sada ima na sebi perjanicu i tu se nalaze 2 pera orlova pera. I on dolazi iz obitelji kornjača, znači svaka obitelj ima jednu životinju kao oznaku, kao simbol koja predstavlja zapravo njegovu obitelj. On je iz obitelji kornjača. Can you please describe a little bit your headdress and feathers?
Sure. Well, everything I have on today comes from my tribe. Everything was made by someone in my tribe or a tribe very close to mine. And everything I have on is traditional clothing. It's not pretending to be Native American. We have used all of these things for hundreds of years. So I have on moccasins made out of elk skin. I have on leggings and breechcloth made out of deer skin. I have a pouch that has decoration of porcupine quills. I have on a belt that is made from clamshells. But some of the things I have on were things that came across the ocean, starting about 400 years ago, when people came from England and from France and from the Netherlands, and they brought new things to us, but that we started to use them in our traditional ways. So my ribbon shirt, or my glass beads turtle, or my metal decorations. On top of my head, I have gustoa, which is our word for hat or headdress. And my gustoa has some beadwork decoration. It's covered with deer skin, so my hair doesn't stick out. But it also has goose feathers and 2 big eagle feathers. And the 2 big eagle feathers say what tribe I come from. Each man, because this is only for a man, wears a number of feathers, and it tells what tribe they come from. My father is Seneca. That's the tribe he comes from. And they only wear 1 feather on their headdress. But I am from Onondaga, and we wear 2 feathers, and each tribe is a different number. So everything I have on is made by other Native Americans. I don't make anything that I wear myself. I'm better at telling stories.
Okay, I have 2 questions for you. Can you explain, everything you wear has a meaning actually, but also can you explain a little bit why purple color? And often people ask me when they see me with you, or when they ask me like, they know about you as a storyteller, and they ask me, do you wear your traditional clothes like all day? Like that you live in that clothes and you go to work, and so can you explain a little bit that?
Sure. Well, one question is, do I wear these clothes all the time? And the answer is no, I don't have to. I can if I want to, but I don't need to wear them. Hundreds of years ago, all of our clothes were made from things like deer skin or elk skin, because that was all that we had. When people came across the ocean and brought new things to us, and we started to wear those. But over time, we have changed. Today, I don't live in the same kind of house, called a longhouse, that our people lived in hundreds of years ago. And I don't have to wear clothes like this all the time. Today, I wear modern things. Jeans and sneakers and sweater or jacket and tie if I'm going to work. So today we wear modern things. And of course, I drive a car and I use my cell phone and computer and all other things that everyone else has today. But I am still Native American. And we still have some things that are important to us. And we use them sometimes, but not all the time. And one thing very important to my tribe is that we love to tell stories. A long time ago, we had no way to write down stories. No paper, no pencils, no computers, but also no alphabet. So anything we wanted to remember, we put into a story and then told those stories over and over and over again. In another episode, we heard a story about turtle flying south for the winter.
U njegovom plemenu jako vole pričati priče i tradicionalno pričaju priče jer su tako zapravo sačuvali sve ono što su učili o svijetu oko sebe, jer tada nisu mogli zapisivati priče i stvari su pamtili tako što su ih stavljali u priče. I u prethodnoj epizodi slušali ste priču o tome kako je kornjača letjela na jug.
But today, we'll hear a story about springtime and about it getting warmer. And something else very important to my tribe, Onondaga, is something that comes from the maple tree. Very important to us. The sap. And we make maple syrup. Something very, very good to eat.
Ali sada dolazimo, pričali smo o zimi kako je kornjači bilo hladno, ali sada dolazimo malo u toplije razdoblje i ovo je priča o proljeću i on će sada s nama podijeliti jednu priču koja je zapravo važna za njegovo pleme jer su oni poznati po javorovom sirupu i izrađuju taj jako, jako fin javorov sirup i on će nama sada ispričati zapravo kako je nastao taj sirup od tog prekrasnog drveta.
So let's have this story about the delicious maple syrup.
I sada poslušajmo ovu priču o tom prekrasnom stablu javora.
Here we go. Well, we say this story happened a long, long time ago, back when the Great Turtle Island was brand new. And Great Turtle Island is what Onondaga people call this place that we live on. Most people call it Earth, but we call it Great Turtle Island. It comes from our story of how the whole world was created. But back when the Turtle Island was new, one day, Sakwiotdizo, which is our word for God or the Creator, he came down onto the Turtle Island looking around at everything that was here. And he saw the people, Unguhunwe. In our language means human beings. And they were very, very hungry. They didn't know yet how to save food to get all through the winter. So as springtime was coming, they had no more food and were very, very hungry.
Ova priča se događa još davno, davno kada je postojao otok Kornjača, odnosno kada je otok Kornjača bio još nov. I ono što oni u svom plemenu zapravo nazivaju otok Kornjača je bilo, tako su nekad nazivali svoju, ovo što mi zovemo zemlja. I u to doba, znači, živjeli su ljudi. Oni su zapravo imaju svoju riječ, a zapravo ta riječ znači ljudska bića. I onda je stvoritelj došao i vidio je da se ljudi zapravo jako muče i da im je jako teško, jer kad je došla zima nisu baš imali što jesti. Bilo im je jako hladno.
So, the Creator wanted to help the people so they wouldn't be so hungry. So he asked the trees if there was something they could do to provide food. But the trees couldn't make their fruit grow any faster, and they weren't sure how they could help. Until the maple tree said, "I will give my sap from inside my body, and that will be something good for the people to eat." It made the Creator very happy that Maple was willing to help. So the Creator went to the people and he showed them how to make a little cut in the maple tree, and the sap would flow out. And he showed them how to make bowls and buckets to catch the sap, so they had something good to eat.
I tako je stvoritelj došao na zemlju i bilo mu je jako, jako žao što zapravo su ljudi živjeli i mučili se, nisu imali što jesti i razmišljaju kako bi on njima pomogao. I onda je pitao drveće mogu li oni nešto učiniti za njih. Međutim, drveće nije moglo dati svoje voće prije nego, svoje plodove i voće prije vremena. I ništa tu nisu mogli učiniti, ali onda je jedno stablo reklo, bilo je to stablo javora, reklo da će dati svoj sok iznutra ljudima da mogu jesti to slatkasto fin okus. I onda je stvoritelj došao i on je zapravo odlučio naučiti ljude kako da naprave male zareze, malo da izrežu drvo da bi potekao taj sok iz javora.
But back then, the sap came out of the tree very dark and very thick and very sweet, but also very, very, very slowly. And the people were waiting and waiting and waiting for the sap to come out. But as they were waiting, the Creator told them to be thankful, to sing songs and say prayers of thank you to the maple tree. So the people went and started to give their thanksgivings.
Međutim, kada su ljudi tako izrezale to i na stablu napravili i kad je potekao sok iz stabla, taj sok je zapravo bio jako, jako taman, bio je jako gust i tekao je jako, jako polako, polako, polako. I onda je, ljudima je to bilo teško začekati, ali zapravo je bilo jako, jako ukusno, jako slatko. I ljudima se to jako svidjelo i isto tako stvoritelj ih je upozorio da dok čekaju da taj sok poteče, da zapravo oni zahvaljuju za taj dar koji su dobili, da plešu i pjevaju i tako izražavaju svoju zahvalnost za taj sok.
But while everyone was singing and dancing, one boy did not want to wait for the syrup any longer. So he snuck away back to the forest, and he went to the maple tree, and he was waiting, waiting, waiting for the sap to come out. But it was very, very, very slow. And the boy wanted, hurry, hurry, hurry. He dipped his finger into the bowl. It was so good. And he wanted it to come out faster. Bloop. And he grabbed the tree, and he shook the tree, and he jumped up and down. But still the sap, bloop, very slow.
I dok su svi tako plesali, izražavali svoju zahvalnost, jedan dječak nije mogao dočekati da poteče taj sok iz stabla i on se došuljao do stabla sa svojom zdjelom koju je stavio i čekao je taj sok da izađe. On je tekao jako polako i onda je dječak stavio svoj prst i bilo je jako sočno i onda on nije mogao čekati, bio je jako nestrpljiv, daj, ajde. I onda je stalno čekao da poteče, ali nije mogao dočekati. I onda je došao na jednu ideju.
After a while, the boy could wait no longer for the syrup. So he picked up the bowl and moved it out of the way. And he laid down on the ground under the tree. So the sap, bloop, 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 right into his mouth. And he just, because it was so good. But after a while, his father came looking for him and saw the boy laying on the ground. "Hey, what are you doing laying under the tree?" But the boy had a mouth full of sap, and all he could say was, but it looked so good that father decided he would lay under a tree also. And he went under a tree, bloop, bloop, bloop. It was so delicious.
I dječak je tako čekao da taj sok poteče i onda je došao na ideju i maknio je onu zdjelu i odlučio je leći ispod tog stabla i pustiti da mu poteče taj sok u usta. I kako je on tako ležao, tako mu je to bilo ukusno, uživao je u tome. Međutim, onda je došao njegov tata i pitao, što ti to radiš, šta ležiš tu? I onda je dječak rekao, nije mogao ništa reći zapravo, nego je samo ispustio zvuk kao ga, 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 ga. I onda je tata gledao što se događa i vidio da je njemu zapravo jako dobro ispod tog stabla i tata je legao ispod sljedećeg stabla i isto je tako legao i onda je naišao netko drugi, isto upitao što vi to radite, a oni su samo odgovarali ga, 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 zato što nisu mogli reći zapravo da uživaju u javorovom soku.
A little while later, Mama comes around, and Mama sees on the ground father and son and said, "What are you doing laying on the ground?" And they both look up and say, because they had a mouth full of sap. So Mama went and found a tree, and she laid under. And then Grandma came, and Auntie came, and Cousin came, and everybody came. Everybody under the trees. As the sap ran into their mouths. Everybody got a very big belly full of sap.
I onda je došla mama i vidjela sina i muža kako leže ispod stabla i bila je iznenađena što se to događa i pitala ih što vi to radite, ali sve što su oni mogli odgovoriti je ga, 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 ga. Međutim, ona je vidjela da je njima jako lijepo, pa je i ona odlučila leći ispod sljedećeg stabla i uživala je u tom soku koji je kapao. I onda tako je došla baka, stric, stričevi, drugi ljudi, staro, mlado, svi i svi su legli ispod jednog od javorovog stabla i uživali su u tom soku. I tako su uživali, ali kako je taj sok tekao, njihovi stomaci, njihovi trbusi su bili zapravo sve veći i sve okrugliji.
But a few weeks later, the Creator came back to see how Unguhunwe, human beings, were doing with the maple sap. But when he came to their village, it was empty. No one was around. The houses were falling apart. The cooking fires were very cold. No one was going out hunting for new food. And he heard a strange sound coming from the forest. It sounded like, and he decided to go see what it was. He went into the forest and he looked at the maple trees and he saw the people laying on the ground, all of them. Drinking the maple syrup. Even the dogs of the village had come and were laying with their legs up in the air. And everyone's belly, whoop, very big.
I onda je jednoga dana stvoritelj odlučio vidjeti kako se ljudska bića snalaze na zemlji. I kad je došao, selo je bilo prazno, nikoga nije bilo, kuće su se raspadale. Tamo gdje je trebala biti hrana, zagrijana, vatra gdje je trebala biti, to je sve bilo hladno. I stvoritelj je gledao gdje su svi nestali. I onda je samo začuo u jednom trenutku, dolazilo je iz daljine zvuk ga, 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 ga. I kad se on približio tom zvuku, vidio je kako svi leže ispod stabala. Cijelo selo ležalo je, znači, pod stablima i uživalo u tom soku, pa da su čak i psi ležali na leđima i sa šapama u zraku i uživali u tom soku. I to je jako iznenadilo stvoritelja.
Well, when the Creator saw everyone laying on the ground drinking maple syrup, he was very angry. And he said, "Everyone, get up! Go back to your village. Do the jobs you are supposed to do." Oh, the people, they were very ashamed that they had laid under the trees. So everyone got up and went back, holding their big bellies. But inside their hearts, they all wanted to go back and lay under the trees to get the maple syrup. The Creator knew that he had to do something so people would not lay under the trees. He decided that night to get water, and he scooped up buckets of water and poured water inside of the trees. The next day, when the people came from the village and they all got under the trees and the sap started to run into their mouth, the sap tasted awful.
I onda je stvoritelj, kad je vidio kako ljudi leže ispod tih stabala, on se jako naljutio i rekao, što vi to radite? Ne može tako, svi natrag u selo. Međutim, naravno, ljudi su se posramili svog ponašanja, otišli su u selo i više nisu mogli ići pod stabla javora. Međutim, u svojem srcu, u sebi su zapravo žudjeli oni da opet legnu ispod tog stabla i uživaju u tom prekrasnom soku. Ali dok su oni o tome razmišljali, stvoritelj je znao za čim oni žude i znao je da mora nešto poduzeti da to tako ne bude i odlučio je razrijediti zapravo taj sok, pa je uzeo posude vode i točio ih je u stabla kako više ne bi taj sok bio toliko gust i sladak. I to je on natočio i onda je nestao, otišao je svojim putem, a došli su ljudi sljedećeg jutra i željeli su ponovno okusiti malo samo tog soka i legli su pod stablo. Međutim, kad su krenuli uživati u tom soku, oni su, kakav je to okus, što je to? To nije više taj okus fini, slatkasti.
Oh, the people, they were very, very sad. we have lost this great gift. But then, on the wind, they heard the Creator's voice, and he said, boil the sap. Boil the sap. So the people built up their fires very high, and they took the sap from the tree and put it over the fire. It started to boil and boil and boil, and the water started to evaporate. But it was hard work. They had to cut down trees to get firewood. They had to build the fires very high and very hot. They had to collect lots and lots of sap to make a little bit of syrup. But all the hard work made the people remember that they should be thankful for the great gift. So again, everybody started to sing, and everybody started to dance, and everybody said prayers of thank you to the maple tree for the great gift of syrup. And to this day, Onondaga people, when the maple starts to flow in the trees, we have a ceremony of thanksgiving. We sing, and we dance, and we pray, and we say thank you to the maple tree. Daneho.
Ljudi su bili jako tužni i onda nisu znali kako sad više nema tog sirupa, tog soka prekrasnog, i onda je zapuhao vjetar i kroz taj vjetar stvoritelj im je rekao prokuhajte sirup, prokuhajte taj sok. I onda su ljudi shvatili da su uzeli, malo su tog soka uzeli i pokušali su ga prokuhati. Međutim, oko toga je bilo jako puno posla, jer u davno doba trebalo se potruditi da bi se nešto skuhalo, pa su morali graditi mjesta gdje će se to kuhati, pa su morali ići u šumu po drva da bi to skuhali, zagrijati kamenje da bi se sve to ugrijalo. I imali su jako puno posla oko toga. Ali unatoč tome što su oni imali jako puno posla i iako bi se puno naradili, a dobili jako malo sirupa, tog finog, gustog i slatkastog sirupa, u svojem srcu bili su jako zahvalni i često su plesali i zahvaljivali za taj dar koji su imali. I danas u njegovom plemenu Onondaga oni imaju posebnu ceremoniju koja zapravo je zahvalnost, izražavanje zahvalnosti za taj prekrasan javorov sirup.
And now we say Daneho in Onondaga language. In English means the end, or the story is done.
I oni u svojem jeziku za kraj priče, kada završe nešto govoriti, kažu Daneho. Možete, dragi bajkoljupci, i vi to reći Daneho, što znači na engleskom this story is done, a na hrvatskom ova priča je gotova. Što znači Daneho, čiča miča, gotova je ova priča. Dragi bajkoljupci, hvala što ste bili s nama. Bog!